Okay, so somebody's asked you to make stems for them. What does that mean and how do we do it? Stems is basically a representation of your mix or your complete sound within your DAW. So what you're going to want to do first is either commit the sounds, like say this piano here that I have in my track. I'm not sure if the other engineer or the mixer producer is going to have addictive keys plus these other two plugins I have. So what I should do is commit the sound. In most DAWs, you'll have some option to either commit it internally, and you can commit the volume and the pans, which is actually the representation of where it's at in the track and how the fader is positioned in the mix. So I suggest keeping that volume in mute and pan clicked. If you have sends, also do that. And we'll go ahead and click OK. Another thing is that it's going to change the source track. It's going to mute it and make it inactive, and then make a new track underneath it. Watch right here. And the reason we're doing this is so that we have compatibility. No matter who receives this sound, it's always going to sound like the piano that I heard when I was mixing it or when I created it in my DAW. And now that we have it here, we can listen to it. And this sound is the creation from the addictive keys, this tremolator, and this S1 imager. Okay, the same thing for this bass line. I have a certain sound that I've created with these RVox plugins, and I want that sound to be basically carried over in the mix. So again, I'm going to commit the sound. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm going to commit the sound for the selected track, which is the bass line. I want to consolidate all the clips, meaning all the clips will be combined, all of the crossfades will be unchangeable once I consolidate it. If I had sends or group assignments, I would also do that. And I want to insert it after the last track and make the current track, which is this bass line, inactive. So we'll listen to that. And that's exactly what we wanted. So I'll move these two out the way. And now that we're going to send out these tracks, I want to make sure all the tracks come out to be the same time. So our runtime currently is 248. And the reason I know that is because I've created this marker here at the top. And that basically allows me to always come back to this session and know exactly where the end time for this song is. So if I need to make a correction or re-upload, the timing is always going to be the same. Once I create the marker, I'll hold shift, press return, and it'll select this full track. Now to get the rest of the tracks selected, I'll click on the first one, which is the piano, go all the way to the bottom, hold shift, click on the name here, which is kick 4. Now all the tracks are selected. The next thing I'll do is go up to track, go to bounce, choose volume and pan. This is important here because if I don't choose these two, it's going to send the tracks out at full volume, meaning it'll ignore the fader, it'll ignore the pan position. So I do want to remember to click the volume and the pan so it remembers exactly where I have these faders positioned, and it'll actually record it at that volume level. Figure out the file type, which is usually a WAV file, the highest quality you can send out, or you can add an MP3 if you like. And we're going to use interleaved. Basically, this makes stereo files. The bit depth and sample rate will stay the same as the session, so we won't mess with these. And then make sure you have a file name for it, and you choose where you want to have this saved. We're going to save it on the desktop in a new folder called stems. Okay. Okay, once everything is bounced out, we can now quit this session. We can go to our stems that we just made, and we'll see here that all the times are going to be the same, 248. And why is that important? Well, when the next person gets this folder, they can create a new session. We'll call this one test stems. And all they have to do is import the audio. So either by dragging it in or by importing it, click the first one, go to the very bottom, shift click, and add. If it's a different sample rate from the session, you'll have to apply a sample rate conversion. Make it a new track. And this is our complete mix. You'll notice that even though we're at 0, it exported this at negative 19.2 decibels, the same where we had the fader for that bass line. Well, I hope this helps you out somehow, and that's how you make stems.